I have the time as 7:30, so I will call the public hearing and regular business meeting of the mayor and council for the city of Snellville, Georgia, Monday, May 23rd, 2022 to order. Tonight we'll start with our invocation by Dr. Quincy Brown from Snellville United Methodist Church. Dr. Brown.
Will you pray with me? Almighty and merciful God, for the beauty of this day in which we've never seen and one in which we will never see again, we give you thanks. For this season of endings and beginnings, as we recognize this week the ending of school and the beginning of commencement, the beginning of new opportunity and a new season for our students. Oh God, we pray for your guidance. We thank you for our mayor and our city council. We pray for their patience and their understanding. Guard their thoughts and forgive their faults. And yes, Lord, we're reminded that 1 week from today, we celebrate Memorial Day, where we remember those women and men who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms, lest we never forget. We give you thanks for all things, for we make this name in the name of your Son. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. And now we'll have the pledge to the flag led by Councilmember DeStang. And when I did the call to order, I do want to point out that there is a quorum here. We are missing one council member, Councilmember Schultz, who's on vacation this week. We have nothing under ceremonial matters. We have minutes to approve. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes of the May 9th, 2022 meetings.
There's a motion to approve the minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
With a motion and a second, all in favor, please raise your hand. That is 5 in favor. I got to remind myself there's only 5. So none are opposed. The minutes of the last meeting are approved. We have no invited guests or committee or department reports, so we'll move to the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve tonight's agenda, May 23rd, 2022.
There's a motion to approve the agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
So motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your hand. That is 5 in favor with none opposed. And now we have several items under our public hearing. We have item A, provide citizens the opportunity to submit written and oral comments on the proposed operating budget of the city of Snellville for fiscal year 2022-2023. We are on a fiscal year that starts July 1st and ends June 30th. The budget has been posted on the website, and Mr. Sanders is going to give us a brief overview.
Good evening, everybody. This is an annual business plan for the city, the budget is. And this year we are proposing a balanced budget with revenues and expenditures equal to $14,696,337. This is about a 8.1% increase over last year's budget. But when you consider that inflation actually was about 8.54% over the last calendar year, we're just barely, not quite even keeping up with inflation in our proposed budget. In several of the increases in this budget, the numbers will not be in next year's budget. For instance, there's $385,000 in a CDBG grant that we'll be spending this year. So that's $385,000 that will help reduce next year's budget. There is several items that we had to address. In every 10 years, the city and all the cities and the county gets together and we do what's called a service delivery strategy. And we divide up all of the services that cities and the county provide. One thing that we do, along with 4 other police cities, is provide our own dispatch services. For the last 10 years, the county has agreed to reimburse us 100% for that dispatch service. This year, the formula changed, and we're about $168,000 short coming back from the county. So we had to fund that in this budget, and that will be in every budget going forward also. Obviously, if you guys have been to a gas station lately or paid a utility bill, gas, utilities, supplies are up across the board. So we've tried to address that issue. I don't see Lisa Platt, our recreation director, here, but our activity level in Parks and Rec is now really back up to pre-COVID level, which means there's a slight increase in the Parks and Recreation budget to cover those programs. And we're really happy that we've been able to address some pay issues in our police department mainly, but really all over the city. I really feel like with the increases included in this budget, it will make us much more competitive when it comes to hiring and retention of police officers as well as other employees, Public Works, Parks and Rec, and so on. In this budget, there's also a sanitation subsidy budgeted of a little over $1 million. We do not have a sanitation fee in the city of Snellville. That's provided by the city on a contractual basis. That subsidy has always been somewhere between $600,000 and $800,000. This year, it's a little over $1 million. We have to account for that in this budget. No fund balance is being used in this budget, but there is $300,000 from our ARPA, American Recovery Act receipts that we're getting from the federal government to help offset some of these expenditures. 2 other important things. We truly take care of our resurfacing needs in this budget. We have $1,159,000 for resurfacing roads all over the city. We also have $1,285,000 for stormwater projects, capital projects, pipes that a lot of people do not see until we have a problem with. You'll see a sinkhole on WSB News Report, and 9 times out of 10, that's due to a stormwater issue, a pipe collapsing. And it is something that we try to address every year. We've added a little extra of that ARPA money towards those projects, and I think that's a wise long-term use of those dollars. There are copies of the budget and also copies of some of these notes back on the rear table. This is just a first reading tonight. We will not have an adoption until June 13th. We still have a couple of items to discuss in this budget. There may be some changes, but they probably will not be very dramatic. The bottom line will probably stay pretty much where it is. But the second reading will be, and adoption, hopefully adoption, will be June 13th. This budget has been available. It will continue to be available. Grab some of the information back there. We try to be as transparent and as helpful as possible when it comes to providing financial information for the city. We're in very good shape. We've been, I guess I've been here 10 years, and we've been in the black every year that I've been here. We have a strong fund balance, and so I would encourage everybody to take a look at the budget, and I'm glad to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Sanders. Any questions of the council for Mr. Sanders? Nope. Then this item is on our public hearing agenda, and you have the opportunity to come up and either ask a question here at the podium or write down your comments and provide them to the council. So I will open the floor to public comment. You may come up, and you'll just need to give your name and address for the record. Don't everybody get up at once. Okay, seeing no one that would like to speak on the proposed budget, I will close the public hearing for this item. And again, we will have the final adoption on this budget June 13th, at the June 13th meeting. So if you review the budget, if you look at it online, if you have questions or comments or concerns, feel free to email any of your council members or Mr. Sanders, and we can help address those comments and consider any input that you have. Now we'll move to item B. It's a second reading, CIC 22-01, application by Delvecchio Capital LLC, the property owner, for a change in conditions from the September 22nd, 2003 approved rezoning that was case RZ 0309 to remove condition number 3 that limits use of the property to only a lawn equipment sales service facility with outdoor storage, to allow office use of the property for the 1.1 acre property zoned HSB, which is Highway Service Business District, at 1721 Athens Highway, Grayson, Georgia. It's tax parcel R5069269. Mr. Thompson.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council and public, for being here this evening. This is a pretty simple request coming from Delvecchio Capital, which I believe to be the owners of the building located at 1721 Athens Highway. Was formerly known as the John Deere dealership, adjacent to the Montessori School and Crestview Plaza there on the east side. It's an acre, and they've basically requested to fill, after John Deere left, the building has sat vacant for a while, and in the original zoning, there was a condition, and it was RZ 0309, so that's 2003. It basically tied the use of that property to only a lawn equipment sales and service facility, which was common at that time, to make sure that it stayed what it was approved for. So the property owner has requested that that condition be removed and it be governed by its existing zoning, and we've recommended approval for that with the 3 conditions stated in the ordinance. Happy to answer any questions.
Any council members that have questions for Mr. Thompson?
Could you state those conditions so we have them for the record?
Yeah, hold on one second. Signs higher than 15 feet and larger than 225 square feet are prohibited. No outdoor loudspeakers shall be allowed, and all outdoor storage shall be located to the rear of the building. All storage and/or equipment shall be screened with a 6-foot-high minimum opaque fence, and those are the existing conditions for the property, with number 3 removed or repealed in regarding to the use provision.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Thompson. Is the applicant present? If you would like to come up, you can state your case, explain anything that you want to talk about with that. We give you 15 minutes
Sure.
For that.
Well, thank you. My name is Jordan Edwards. I'm a lawyer that handles, my firm handles a lot of land use and zoning actions. Our address is 4062 Peachtree Road, Suite A330, Atlanta, Georgia. Here to speak for the applicant today. That applicant is Delvecchio Capital LLC. They're the owner as well. There's not a great deal to add beyond what staff has already told you about this. It's just about as straightforward as a zoning case can be. So what we have here is a one-story, about 10,000 square foot building out on Highway 78, Athens Highway, that has been used for lawn care and sales and service facility. Is the old Ag Pro. Y'all may remember it. It has been empty for a long time since they relocated to another location. And now the proposed use is just for an office. It's office to support subcontracting companies. It would fit under any one of a number of office type uses that are allowed in the HSB district. So really what we're doing is just asking that that one use limiting condition be taken away from the governing conditions and return the property to, the uses that are allowed in the district to which it's zoned. That's pretty much the size of it. I'd be happy to answer any additional questions y'all might have. Otherwise, I'll reserve any remaining time we've got.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards. Are there any questions of council for Mr. Edwards? Nope. Thank you, sir.
Thank y'all.
This is a public hearing item, so I will open the floor to public comment. We'll reserve 15 minutes for anyone who would like to come forward, and that's for the whole discussion. If you'd like to come forward and make a comment, be aware that there's a 15-minute overall limit for this. If you are for or against this project and would like to come forward and make a comment, please step forward and provide your name and address for the record. Seeing no one that wants to speak on this issue, I will close the public hearing and I will ask the council for a motion.
Motion to approve CIC 22-01.
There. Can you clarify the conditions?
With the staff recommended conditions.
That's good, thank you. There is a motion to approve with the staff recommended conditions. Is there a second?
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any further comment by council? Then I will ask for the vote. All in favor, please raise your hand. It is 5-0 with none opposed. Thank you, Mr. Edwards. Now we have item C, second reading, RZ 22-03, LUP 22-03, SUP 22-04. Applications from Manor Lake Development LLC applicant and Ridge Cliff LLC property owner requesting A, to amend the official zoning map for the city of Snellville, Georgia from BG General Business District and RO Residential for Older Persons District to CI Civic Institutional District and RO Residential for Older Persons District. Item B, to amend the Snellville 2040 Comprehensive Plan Future Land Use Map from commercial retail and public civic to medium-density residential and public civic. C, a special use permit for a retirement community continuing care development. And D, request for variance from the buffer requirements for a senior-oriented retirement community consisting of 32 independent living cottage villas comprised of 8 single-story cottage villa buildings and 87-unit bed, 1-story assisted living and memory care facility with associated parking and outside amenity area serving both the assisted living facility and villas on a 13.28 plus or minus acre site located at the intersection of South Crestview Drive and Athens Highway, 1600 and 1642 Highway 78, Snellville, Georgia. Its tax parcels 5069011 and 5069282. Mr. Thompson, hold up just a second.
Mayor Bender, given the length of this agenda item, it's an incredibly complex issue, so if we could have some further time to study this case, that would be appreciated. Therefore, I'd like to make a motion that we table this case, RZ 22-03, LUP 22-03, and SUP 22-04 until our June 13th meeting.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor to table this second reading until June 13th. Is there a second?
Second.
Well, I've got 2 seconds. I heard Dave vote. So I've got a motion and a second to table. So there is a motion and a second to table till June 13th. Any comments by council beyond what Councilmember Linsky said? Then I will ask for a vote. All in favor, please raise your hand. That is 5 in favor with none opposed. So gentlemen, we've tabled you till June 13th. Thank you, sirs. That ends all of our public hearing items. We have nothing under our consent agenda, no old business. So under new business, we have item A. It's a first reading, ordinance 2022-10, adoption of the fiscal year 2022-2023 budget for each fund of the City of Snellville, Georgia, appropriating the amount shown in each budget as expenditures, expenses, adopting the several items of revenue anticipations, and prohibiting expenditures or expenses from exceeding the actual funding available. This is a first reading, and we will not do any discussion on this one at this meeting, but again, as we did under the public hearing, allowing public comment, we still have 2 more weeks before we will vote on this. Actually, I think it's 3 weeks till June 13th. So if you have questions or comments on the budget, please feel free to email or call your council members or Mr. Sanders. Is there a motion?
Madam Mayor, make a motion that we waive the first reading of ordinance 2022-010.
And
Or
place on
2022-10.
to what agenda do you wish to waive to? June 13th. Very good. There's a motion to waive the first reading and place this item on our June 13th agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. So all in favor, please raise your hand. That is 5-0, none opposed. Item B, under new business, we have consideration and action on approval of the Community Development Block Grant Subrecipient Agreement in the amount of $267,127 for the Briscoe Park Lake Retaining Walls and Sidewalk Reconstruction Project. We've had a retaining wall at Briscoe Park that had fallen down quite a while ago, and it's been quite a challenge to find a company that would be willing to come out to fix it. We do have a company lined up.
We have the engineers designing the plan. It'll go out for bid.
Okay, so we have the engineers designing the plan, and we were able to get funding for this project from the Community Development Block Grant. So this is just to allow approval and signature of the agreement. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the Community Development Block Grant Subrecipient Agreement in the amount of $267,127 for the Briscoe Park Lake Retaining Walls and Sidewalk Reconstruction Project.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
There is a motion and a second to approve the grant or the agreement. All in favor, please raise your hand. It is 5 in favor with none opposed. That is the end of our regular business meeting, so we'll move to council reports, and we'll start with Councilmember Solange Destang.
Yes, hello, everybody. I just want to quickly remind you that tomorrow we have the primary voting, okay, May 25th. Voting will be ongoing from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Make sure you check your prison and make sure you go to the right location, okay? I am not going to tell you who to vote for. That is a personal decision that you are going to make. Hopefully, you have investigated who these people are that will run, the candidates, and so you make up your own mind of who you will vote for, okay? So, having said that, también yo quiero decir que mañana hay un día que tú puedes votar, okay? Mañana todos los encuentros son abiertos a las 7 por la mañana, hasta 7 por la noche. Recuerda que yo no vas a decir para quién tú tienes que votar, ¿ok? Tú puedes votar para quien tú quieres, pero por favor salga y vota, por favor, Okay, on that note, I want to thank you all for coming out. Thank you. Take care and get home safe.
Thank you, Solange. Councilmember Warner?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This last weekend, the city was honored to put on another one of our stellar events. We had the Beach Blast, which has been going, I think this was the 8th or 10th year. It's been a while. We had been rained out the last couple of years, but it was fabulous to see particularly all the children come out, because the concerts bring out a certain crowd, pretty much the people in this room, and let's just say we've been around the sun a couple of times, and so it was fabulous to see all the little kids out here playing with the beach balls that were given away, and a great time was had by all. And somewhere there's some of the volunteers and the myriad of little beach balls that we gave out and threw at gave to small children. And I didn't end up with one. And there are the winners of the South Gwinnett Inner Beauty pageant that had taken place, I believe, the Friday before. And we were honored to have such beautiful and intelligent young ladies there to share the afternoon with us. So if you weren't able to make it, you have an opportunity to come out to a stellar event this Saturday. We have a Memorial Day celebration on Saturday, beginning at some time 4:30, and after that we will have a live concert on the green. It is free to attend. Please come out and enjoy. We have the tribute to Queen concert, and it is Queen Nation, so it ought to be a great time. Thank you one and all for attending, and we'll see you the first meeting in June.
Thank you, Todd. Councilmember Linsky?
Hi, good evening. On Saturday, we had a very busy day. Snellville Youth Commission had a special celebration. It was our end of the year celebration where we honored our 9 graduating seniors this year, hoping to see them again on our adult advisory board, as all the students that have been through the program then have the option to come back and help to make decisions and work on the curriculum for the Youth Commission. It will not, however, be the last time you see Snellville Youth Commission. They will be at Public Safety Night on June 7th, and they are also looking forward to volunteering for the Juneteenth celebration coming up soon. The pictures that you're seeing are absolutely amazing. I had the privilege to attend a beautiful celebration of life for Army Specialist Etienne Murphy, and it was held at Snellville United Methodist Church on Sunday. Our gratitude and thanks to all of the individuals who helped put this event together in such a beautiful, incredible manner, including Pastor Reverend Quincy Brown, Minister of Pastoral Care Lynn Powell, bagpiper Greg McKellar did a moving rendition of Amazing Grace. The SUMC organist and all of the speakers, including Sergeant Chris Diaz, JROTC instructor at South Gwinnett High School. It was an incredibly special day for the Murphy family. And 2 of the Rangers who had worked with Specialist Murphy drove up from Savannah and spoke on Sunday so highly of Etienne. The benediction was incredible, given by our very own Reverend Melvin Everson. The dedication of the signs, we moved outside of the church after the service and had a small presentation by our house Representative from District 106, Rebecca Mitchell, who worked so hard to get the memorial intersection dedicated to Specialist Murphy. And last but certainly not least, Kelly McAloon. She always goes above and beyond the call of duty to make events like this so special to the family, the friends. It was such a great event. And we really appreciate what you do for this city each and every day. All of your hard work does not go unnoticed. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Emanuel.
Thank you. Owing to the lengthy discussion by Ms. Linsky, I'll keep it short. Essentially, just remind everybody, if you haven't voted, to vote tomorrow. And I think every time we have a meeting and we have photos shown, as Ms. Linsky did, it just shows what kind of community we have. And Snellville's always been an exceptional community, and I think it continues to be so. And I just want to thank everybody who volunteers and everybody who helps out. We really appreciate all the effort.
Thank you, Dave. And I've got a few things in my council report. I would like to just let everybody know that last Thursday, Mellow Mushroom did a fundraiser for the Snellville Veterans Memorial, and we're proud to say that $1,300 was raised. And again, thank you, Kelly McAloon, for putting that fundraiser together, and for Barbie from Mellow Mushroom. She is always so ready to help any cause that we bring to her, and she gave back 10% of all the sales for the day. And so that $1,300 is going to go a long way to helping us with the repairs of the fountain. I think everyone has noticed that the fountain has not been running for quite a while, and so we're working on repairs for that and a few other things on the fountain. So we appreciate your support for the Snellville Veterans Memorial. I want to invite you all, as Councilmember Warner had mentioned, to come to the memorial program that will be held at the Veterans Memorial at 4:30 on Saturday. It's a special time to recognize all those who have served our country to protect our freedom. And we have a special invitation, some special ladies that are coming for that event as well. And we have Jasper Watkins, our Commissioner for District 3 for Gwinnett County, is going to speak. He was career military, career Army, so we look forward to hearing his words as well. And then following memorial program is the Queen Nation concert on the town green. As Todd said, this is a free concert. They came, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago? 3 years ago. They were fabulous. So if you enjoy Queen's music, and even if you don't, I recommend that you come out. My kids grew up listening to Queen. We had the double album set, and we listened to a lot of Queen while they were young. A few other things, at Parks and Rec at Briscoe Park, the summer camps start on May 31st, and the pool will be opening on this Friday. So if any of you are interested in summer camps or pools, or have kids or grandkids, bring them on out to the park. So that is all for my mayor's report. We'll open the floor to public comment. Anyone who would like to come speak, you have 5 minutes on one topic.
Tricia Rollins, 2088 Harbor Oaks Drive. All right, it's coming to an end. The lights.
Yay!
Yes, we've got about 20 to 25 lights that have not been addressed, and a couple of them have wiring problems, I believe. We have got all the lights on Henry Clower lit up as of last night. They are all lit. We do have a problem at the intersection of Lenore Church and Henry Clower being dark. We have one light that doesn't come near lighting up that intersection. And so we could use some help there. There's a couple amber lights being put up now. So I I probably think that Walton EMC is running low on supply after 135 lights. That is just the wooden poles. There's probably 120, 125 city lights that are still out. And so they started putting ambers in the major lights along 78 and 124, so I figured they're about out of lights right now. So I'm going to address that with Tim Morris about keeping it uniform down 78 so that it doesn't look like a old Christmas tree line. So besides that, once we get these 2025 reported and fixed, then we turned it over to them. The problem hasn't been fixed yet. We don't know who's supposed to report these. So it's going to sit for a little while until we figure that out, and then we're going to start dropping lights again. So, 135 plus the 25 is what we got left.
Well, thank you, Ms. Rollins, for all your hard work and dedication on that.
Kelly McAloon, 2916 Overwood Lane, Snellville. I just want to remind everybody that June 3rd is our next Food Truck Friday on the Green from 4 to 8 p.m. June 7th at Briscoe Park is the Snellville Public Safety Night. So we're asking everybody to join us at Public Safety Night. We had it scheduled for the park for the first time last year. We were rained out, and we're hoping to have a very large crowd over there on June the 7th. We do have a rain date, but we're hoping we don't have to use it. I'm not going to say it. I'm just saying this year we do have one, but hopefully having that in place, it'll be beautiful weather. And just lots of folks come out from Snellville PD. We want to thank the chief for all his hard work he's done on this. And of course, Tom Martin, who's part of the Snellville Citizens Police Academy, Kathy Emanuel behind me, Mary Fergus, president, and all of us who just work hard to bring all the people that come there to really show people how they can be safe, whether it's at home, in their businesses, with their pets, with their children. So it's a wide array of public safety information. So June 7th, put it on your calendar. Thank you very much.
And that, did you say from 6 to 8?
6 to 8 p.m. at Briscoe Park.
Very
We'll
good.
have plenty of signage up all over to direct people to the park. Hopefully they'll be able to get there with no traffic congestion.
Yes, yes. I know when we have it here on a Tuesday night, it's always such a nightmare with traffic out here. So
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is LJ. I am the founder and the president of LJ is Making a Difference. My foundation is moving here to Snellville, and I was so excited about coming out, meeting everybody, seeing your faces on tonight. We originally was in Atlanta, Georgia, been doing this since 2006. We've serviced so many families that I can't even count. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're based off of assisting these families. It actually comes from donations. And so we've been blessed to be able to help as many families as we can. My mom passed away with breast cancer in 2006, and she was going to school for a counselor. And when she passed, I picked it up. I retired from Kroger. I did 24 years with Kroger. I was in the corporate office. And so numbers and figures, that's what I was used to. I went to school, got my degree, and ended up being a counselor. And I started this foundation in her honor and in memory of her. So what we do, we offer assistance to families who have lost a loved one to breast cancer. We've had to face a couple of challenges, which we went up against a couple of people simply because of the fact that they thought we was trying to find another cure. My foundation is not about finding a cure. My foundation is about the families that are left behind. When my mom passed away, none of us knew exactly about, who's going to pay the light bill, who's going to get some groceries, who's going to pay the cell phone bill, who's going to send to see about the rent, the house payment, whatever. So my foundation steps in, And to put it all into a nutshell, we basically give the families that are grieving an opportunity to grieve with some sigh of relief. We step in and we take care of funding for them. We will buy groceries. We offer counseling. We offer lawyers if they need any type of attorney assistance. We offer stuff like that. But since I moved here to Snellville, I'm excited because I don't know anybody, Madam Mayor. I don't know anybody.
We've exchanged a few voicemails.
Yeah. But I'm excited about being here. I really am. Me and my wife, we got out. I've been married 40 years. I just look young. We got out, we rode around through Snellville, seeing what Snellville looks like. We love it. We really love it. I love the growth. I love what's happening in Snellville. I'm also just excited about being able to find a place where we can plant here. So we're looking for a location. We are looking for a place where we can be, where we'll be able to see. We found out last week about the thing that they were having with the sand. We couldn't make it, but we was out servicing families. And so my objective right now is that we do everything we can to make sure that we can assist these families, because once devastation hit, everybody basically forget. I'm sorry to say it that way, but it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. You'll be all right. I'm sure some other family members or somebody else will help you. But we step in, we pray with people, we sit with people, and we offer any assistance that is needed based off of the family's needs. But we can't assist everybody. That's one thing we want to make sure, but we do our very best. So if anybody would like to ask me questions, you may do so at this time. Only got a minute and 28 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, I will close the public comment and entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
There is a motion. Is there a second? Motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand. That is 5 in favor, none opposed. Thank you all for coming out tonight.